All right. So, another little video and another quick little vlog. Nothing too exciting and nothing too planned at all, but I'm really just in the process of working this out, and I'm putting some of these up just for posterity, just to be very transparent about my journey as well. So, I'm a psychologist by trade and have been studying and researching self-control for diet. And now, just please be aware when I use that term diet, I don't mean as in a necessarily restrictive. It could be or it could feel like that, but not necessarily as a restrictive or short term intervention or restriction or strange fad, but more so diet as in what you eat. The diet of a lion is meat, the diet of an antelope is, I don't know, grass. um, so that's what that term is meant in my usage. Now, the interesting thing about terminology that I've been musing on recently, especially when it comes to health and struggles that might motivate us to change our diets, to adjust our diets, not to go on a diet, but to change our diet, is that often there's a difference, and there's a different sense of motivation, I think, when you hear people talk about, I have this condition or I'm suffering with this condition, this or that, versus I'm unhealthy or I'm healthy. There's a huge difference, very, very much just getting into semantics, but there's a huge difference, I think, in the perspective and the sense of agency and control that can come with that. If I were to say, for example, I'm suffering from a condition, or I have a condition, ulcerative colitis, which I do have, or if I were to say, I have this mental health condition, or I have some other physical condition, that entails a sense of passivity. And it's one reason, for example, why in psychology we tend to use the term client rather than a more medicalized term that they use in, say, psychiatry with their medical model, or GPs or hospital settings, other medical settings. That the term patient, I think, connotes a certain sense of passivity, certain sense of you, the medical practitioner, you are the expert, I'm the patient. I'll receive the medical treatment, and there's not much agency on my part. There's not much I can do about it. Whereas the term client, I think, induces a sense of, well, I'm a customer, I'm someone paying for a service, absolutely, but I'm not powerless. I'm still taking part in this. I'm in it to get something, and I'm going to be active as a part of that. It's similar to, I heard a while ago in Starbucks, rather than calling their staff, and I'm not sure if this is international or just certain countries, but rather than calling their staff employees, I'll call them partners. And you think about that motivational shift from being, oh yeah, I'm an employee, here's my employee number, oh, I'm a partner, oh, I'm partnering in this to be active. I think it's the same with this, with, say, in psychology, psychiatry, or medical models, client versus patient. And I think it can also be the same when we talk about, I have a condition, or I'm suffering with a condition, versus, I'm healthy or I'm unhealthy. If I say, yeah, I've been pretty unhealthy recently, that to me, and look, maybe this is just personal, I'm keen to hear anyone else's thoughts, but that to me feels like, well, I'm unhealthy. I'll change some things, some lifestyle factors, some dietary factors, adjust my diet, and I'll become more healthy. It's something that I feel is in my locus of control. It's something I feel is within my power, my control, my agency. But when you hear people saying, I have this condition, or I've been diagnosed with this condition, or I have this, there's a sense more so of, that's a sentence, that's a life sentence, or at least a long-term sentence. and there's not much I can do about it. It's just happened. It's just come from out of nowhere. And that's often the way it can feel, and especially with some medical practitioners or others who maybe don't quite understand where it comes from, it can feel like, well, they don't know, I don't know, I give up, what do I do? And that can be a really, really difficult position. I'm not suggesting at all that that's easy and that the answer, the direction is always easy. But I think starting to reflect on the terms we use when we're verbalizing it to others or even verbalizing it internally can really help shift motivation and sense of control. Now, this is speaking of sense of control and successful self-control. If you see any of the other brief videos, you'll see day 0, day 1 of trying to make these dietary changes, specifically in this case right now, carnivore approach to diet. Today's day 2, actually. So most success I've had previously is maybe 3 or 4 days maximum at a stretch. And motivation's waned on and off due to life circumstances, stresses, busyness, whatever else, due to working as a psychologist, seeing clients, and then as an academic research psychologist as well. And amongst that, it's a lot of balls in the air to juggle. But this time around, what's different? Motivation's different. Life circumstances are better and just make it a little bit easier. But also, I've been practicing every morning, taking time, number one, just to be. We get so caught up in doing, being productive, doing the next thing, that we don't have much time to be. Now, as part of my quiet time with God, I've been introducing a little time to just be and to reflect on motivation, on visualization, on goals for these health improvements, feeling unhealthy and wanting to get healthy, rather than I have this condition and I'll take some medicine or something to stop this. No, I recognize there are things about my physical state, my mental state that are not healthy, and try to affect those. So taking that time every morning, initially just to reflect on motivation, to reflect on goals, to reflect on changes, has certainly helped so far. The other thing I've noticed as well, if you go on YouTube, look, if you're in sort of the carnivore sphere, you see these videos and you hear of people going, day 1, I feel amazing, my snoring stopped and I don't get sunburned anymore, and I pushed over a tall building, and whatever it is. And look, everyone's experience is gonna differ, obviously, and I think it's really useful to see a broad range of experiences, to temper expectations, to have some realistic expectations. For myself personally, so far, in expectation versus reality, like I said in the past, I've got maybe 3-4 days before maximum. Sort of edged close and been close to it at various times for longer stints, and certainly done keto at various stages before. But I think this time around, this morning, woke up. So today's day 2, still only half over, but this morning woke up, reflected, paused to think, how do I feel? But I feel normal. Nothing special, just feel normal. Okay. But then later, as today progressed, especially reflecting on that more so, I thought, okay, no, this is nice. I feel normal, and normal's good compared to how I felt over the last few weeks. Especially good was last night. Got a great night's sleep. Compared to say the 4 nights before, which were absolutely shocking. Now, is that due to that one preceding day leading up to last night and dietary changes? Possibly just coincidence, possibly other factors. We'll see over time, of course. The other thought too is today feeling better. Well, is that just because of a good night's sleep? Yeah, possibly. But if that good night's sleep was helped, assisted by one good day of eating, great. I'll take it. I'll take it any way it comes. Anyway, just a quick quick check-in, quick thoughts. Doing this as well is going to be a good way for me to continue my self-awareness, self-monitoring, and tracking progress and motivation, especially putting it out there publicly. Not really putting a lot of effort into these at this point, just don't have the time or the headspace, but further on, I have plenty of ideas, I think, of how this can best be used and packaged maybe a little bit better as well. Anyway, hopefully I'll be away for the next few days, but hopefully check in a little while. Got a wedding on the weekend, so I don't know how that's going to go diet-wise and self-control-wise, but we'll see.